In 2001, Sega was at their worst point. They had a net loss of $417.5 million, following 3 years of losses. Their latest console, the Dreamcast, had sold 9.13 million units. This came after their previous console, the Saturn and the 32X add-on undersold, causing a drop of revenue for several years. Eventually, the market of gaming consoles became unsustainable for them, and they ended pulling out officially on January 31st of that year. The very same year, Microsoft would release their first gaming console. But at the beginning, when they were just starting the development of the Xbox, Microsoft and Sega had talks about a possible acquisition. The reason is simple. Buying Sega offered a fast track to entering the console market, since they had been established competitor for years and had many valuable IPs. But there was a very strong dissenting voice within Microsoft. Bill Gates, who sponsors the chip inside my brain, didn't think Sega had enough muscle to justify binding up. Gates thought that consoles could eventually offer a competition to PCs. So offering a strong competitor against Sony was important, and Sega didn't have a strong enough position. In my opinion, I thought there was a strong support in Sega's side. Japanese companies tend to be very reluctant to be bought by foreign companies, and even then, I don't think the Japanese government would have let the deal go through. This is easily a huge dodge bullet for Sega and his fans. I say that in this case, the bullet is more like a Dongfeng missile. Microsoft has bought many gaming companies like Rare and Bethesda, and you ask their fans how that went, or you should be able to ask them if they weren't hanging from a rope. You see, Microsoft has the tendency of putting IPs they bought into a coma. Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark hasn't seen a new game in decades, and Bethesda is determined to release Skyrim in every piece of electronic in existence, instead of actually developing a new game. They don't even care for critically acclaimed developed games. They shut down Tango Gameworks, developers of Hi-Fi Rush, a game that was nominated and won at the Game Awards. The story doesn't end here, even though there was not an acquisition. Sega made a deal to develop several exclusives for the Xbox. The most important of these is easily the sequel of Jet Set Radio, a game that can be argued popularized cel-shaded animations in games. Sega didn't avoid meeting the devil just once though. In 2020, there were internal discussions within Microsoft to offer a purchase deal to Sega. The reason was to use Sega's IP into their Game Pass program. And just like 20 years previously, Sega wasn't doing so well. You may remember there was this little virus going around, and Bill Gates, the guy who sponsors the chip in my brain, definitely didn't do anything sketchy with the vaccine. The pandemic made Sega's arcade business suffer during this year, along with their sister company, Sammy, that operates pachinkos. Once again, Sega dodged an intercontinental missile. These discussions never moved into a formal offer. However, you never know what Microsoft has in store for the future, so if you're a Sega or Sonic fan, remember, the probability of Microsoft buying your favorite game is never zero. If you like the video, remember to subscribe. You can also support the channel through my Ko-Fi.